Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the world is no longer pulling you down. Instead, everything, including you, starts drifting upward. Streets erupt into chaos, cars lift off the ground, and the sky becomes the most dangerous place you could fall into. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest questions ever asked. What if gravity reversed for 24 hours? In this video, you're going to discover what would actually happen to our bodies, our cities, our technology, and our planet if gravity suddenly flipped. And trust me, the real consequences are way more shocking than what movies show. By the end, you'll understand not just the science, but the survival challenges humans would face if the ground stopped being down. So let's break this reality wide open. First, let's talk about the moment gravity reverses. What's the very first thing your body would feel? Would you float gently like an astronaut? Or would your organs shift in ways you're absolutely not prepared for? And what about the air we breathe? If gravity stops pulling it down, does it start rising too? If the atmosphere lifts, can humans even survive the first few minutes? Now imagine the world around you. Buildings built to stand downward force would suddenly be pulled up. Would skyscrapers tear apart? Would furniture, appliances, and entire rooftops rip loose and shoot into the sky like missiles? And if the oceans themselves begin to rise, do we get walls of water floating upward, or something even stranger? But here's an even crazier thought. How would humans try to adapt in real time? If everything starts floating, what would you grab first? Could people tie themselves to trees, cars, or street poles? Would cities deploy emergency books to keep citizens from drifting into space? And if millions of objects are flying upward at the same time, debris, cars, rocks, how do you avoid getting hit? Let's go deeper. How would transportation change? Cars can't drive, planes can't fly, and trains would rip off their tracks. So would humans switch to magnetic boots, anchor points, or inflatable suits? And what about birds? Would they lose all control, or would they adapt faster than we can? Now think about society. How would communication work when satellites fall in the opposite direction? Would phone signals get scrambled? Would governments even be able to coordinate? And here's the biggest question. Who survives the first hour, and who doesn't? But then we reach the most mind-bending part, the physics. What happens to Earth itself if gravity reverses? Do tectonic plates shift? Does volcanic pressure change? Could the planet crack? Or would reversing gravity only affect surface-level objects, leaving Earth intact? And if the atmosphere starts drifting upward, would humans lose oxygen long before the 24 hours are up? Now imagine the world halfway through the event. Cities are unrecognizable, floating cars, clouds of debris, entire lakes suspended like giant transparent bubbles. People are tied to whatever they can find, trying to communicate, trying to survive, waiting for gravity to flip back. And when it finally does return after 24 hours, what happens to everything still floating in the sky? Does it all crash down at once? Think about that. Millions of objects, cars, trees, metal, debris, all coming down at terrifying speeds. Could humanity even rebuild after the greatest single-day destruction in history? And that brings us to the final question. If you knew gravity would reverse for 24 hours, could humans create a system to survive it? Would we build underground shelters, anti-gravity suits, floating cities designed to flip between two gravitational states? Or would the world finally understand how fragile we truly are? So now let me ask you, if gravity reversed for a single day, how would you survive it? Would you prepare? Would you panic? Or would you embrace the chaos? Let me know in the comments, because imagining the impossible is how we understand our world a little bit better.